You guys ready to get hammered? Yeah, I am. Let's do some hammer painting. Oh no, what have I done this time? Here we go, another scooter, another project. So I actually picked this thing up actually yesterday. I forgot my camera. Anyways, picked this thing up yesterday for 250 bucks with a clean title, and it came with an 80cc big bore kit, brand new in a box. Yes! To put on this thing. I don't know if I'm going to put it on this, but I know for a fact I am going to flip this scooter. But I went ahead, there was a few stickers on it. There's still one or two left, and there's still some residue on here. It does have a little bit of road rash. Obviously somebody laid it down at some point in time. It does have an aftermarket exhaust. It also has an aftermarket carburetor that still needs to be tuned. So we're gonna have to worry about that as well. But for now, one thing I want to address is this piece right here. You can tell that plastic is broken. No! So I want to plastic weld that so I can take this tape off and not have to worry about that anymore. So stay tuned and I'll keep you posted. See, we got the front piece off. You can see where this crack is right there.
Pro tip, crack kills, especially your resale value.
There, it's a little bit separated, so it's going to need to be brought back together. We're going to remove this tape off there and get any of that residue off. But this will allow us to hopefully get this piece plastic welded back together. So we've got the tape off of it. It did leave quite a bit of residue right on the edge there. So, but for the most part, I think I'm going to end up repainting this piece. And I think I'm going to end up repainting this piece as well. All right, we're heading to our favorite store in the world, Harbor Freight.
Always Harbor Freight, baby.
We are going to pick up that plastic welder. All right, so here's what we're working with right here. And we want to try and get it closed up as tight as possible. So I'm gonna have to tape this up so I can flip it over so it's not separated when I'm trying to weld it together on the back side. So you can see what I'm talking about there. Closing it up, welding it together. All right, we are going to try our luck at fusing that together with the plastic welder. I'm gonna get some tape really quick. I'm gonna put some of this painter's tape just because it doesn't leave any residue. So I'm gonna try and get this taped up here as best I can. I'm gonna put this rag underneath it right here just to try and help keep it a little bit more stable. All right, so this thing is heating up. And yep, the green light is on. Yep, I can feel it getting warm. So, and then you're supposed to take these are plastic little welding rods. So let me just try a small little section. Oh, I can definitely smell how hot this thing is. I want to burn myself here. That wouldn't be a good start. I'm guessing not quite hot enough yet. Oh man, it says you got to preheat this thing for 5 to 10 minutes. Prep the surface by sanding off excess paint, or if necessary, grinding surface to add texture. Yeah, it just says melt one end to stick it to your project, and then you'll continue to just melt out and flatten that all the way down. Oh yeah, that's definitely rougher. Definitely rougher. This thing was smoking like crazy a minute ago, so I'm going to assume that it's ready to go. Okay, got a little residue that was actually from the tape. I would call that a success, 100%. Like I said, I'm gonna put a little body filler, 100% success. I'm gonna put some body filler on here and sand it down a little bit so we can shoot it with paint and you'll never even know it was there. Hopefully, that's the plan. The whole goal with this scooter here is we don't want to spend a ton of money. I don't want to spend any money on this scooter if I don't have to. Probably will on some paint, but that's just, what, $8 or something for a can of paint. So we're gonna see what we can do. Like I said, we'll get this back on here, and ultimately it's just gonna be a flip. It's just gonna be to make money. Send the scooter out on the road, get it running right, get everything dialed in on it, and just turn it over. All right, so we are making a little progress on this flip scooter. I've got this top piece that goes around kind of the bezel for the headlight. And then I also got this piece painted right here. But man, I got that on there and I'm thinking, it looks so good. It looks so good, satin black. It's making the other stuff look like absolute So I think I'm just gonna take a little more time on this one.
Okay. Do it. Do it.
And then I still have to figure out what kind of decals that I want to put, because I want to put some type of decal down here, writing, and the same up here. I'm going to do something on this piece too. Okay, so I went a little further. I did say I was thinking about painting this and going two-tone. I have decided to do that. So I had to take the front wheel off in order to get this front fairing piece off. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to touch up the bottom of the forks while I'm down there. And I'm also going to touch up this rim. If you use this hammered silver paint, you really can't mess it up, man. And it has a good look for these rims and other parts like that on the scooter. So I've got the fairing piece right down here. Had to just wash it off. I'll start sanding on that tonight to get it ready for the dark gray metallic. Here's a little trick for you. I just flipped this wheel over. So this is what it looked like prior to me slapping some hammered silver paint on there. And that's what it looks like after. It just works really well. Dries pretty quick. Of course, we're out in the open air. It's not too cold out. So I'm gonna hit this side now too, but you're probably wondering, how do you get it so good right around the tires without any paint? That's what I'm gonna show you. Take yourself a deck of playing cards.
What?
And all you're gonna do is you take these playing cards and you just lodge them in between the tire and the rim.
Wow.
You just go around. You obviously have to let some air out of the tire, otherwise it'd be a little impossible, but ooh, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and get it ready to slap some paint on it. All right, you can see we got the cards around there. We got the hammered spray paint all hammered on there. And just gonna give it a few minutes to dry. Our forks right here, we just shot some paint on there to touch them up. You don't even really see too much of the forks when the whole front fairing piece is on, but hey, we were in here, so might as well. All right, we have moved on to the front fairing piece here. We're just trying to get it sanded down. This guy used, like, I'm guessing some type of an interior or house paint to paint this because it was pretty thick. We're just trying to get the bulk of it knocked down. Again, we're not taking this thing to SEMA. We're just trying to make it look a little nicer, give it a little Craigslist rebuild, if you will. Clean it up, touch it up, make it look shiny and new. All right, we got some primer on this thing. I used a filler primer just because this is plastic and there's there's just imperfections that come straight from the factory. I'm gonna put a metallic dark gray on here, which I think will blend nicely with the satin black. All right, this rim is dry. I had removed the brake rotor or disc off of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on, make sure these things are securely tightened back up, and then we'll move forward.
A few moments later.
Brake disc is back on. This is ready to go. So stick with us. All right, we are getting some paint on here. This is like a silver metallic metal flake. It looks pretty good on here. It's hard to tell, obviously. But man, this is gonna be a killer contrast between the satin black. Gonna look good. Craigslist rebuild progress. Not looking for perfection. We're just looking to make this thing eye candy, man. We've got front headlight bezel up here. We've got the front nose piece cover right here. Got clear coat on it now. It's just a matte clear coat. So here's one little issue I just ran into. As you know, we're trying to flip this scooter with minimal to no dollars out of our pocket. And right now, I think we're into it for about 35 bucks. But look at the amount of rust on this back luggage rack. There's no amount of Coca-Cola or rust remover that's gonna get that out. It's pitted. I just don't think that's gonna clean up. So I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna end up scuffing this down and actually powder coating it. I'm probably just gonna powder coat it a black, and let's just forget the chrome. Chrome don't get you home. So let's powder coat it. All right, we just got the blinkers and lights put back into the front of the fairing piece here, and we're going to get ready to put that back on. I was able to get the front fairing piece back on as well as this nose piece here. Now we're just going to try and get the surround up here. All right, I'm getting a little excited because it's looking good here. So I've got the whole front, everything's put back together. The blinkers, all the lights are connected back up. Everything's screwed together. I am going to remove these handles really quick because that one's got some damage on it, and I'm just going to re-powder coat those matte black just because I can, and it doesn't cost a couple pennies to do it. I'll show you guys a trick for getting these off, because if you think I'm going to keep a Manco Hornet 50 thing on here, you're crazy. Crazy! Let me show you what we're working on here today. We're actually going to be removing these side skirts here, all along here, and then this is a separate piece up here, the back fender, and getting those prepped to shoot them with some paint. I've got actually one of the skirts off already, so we've actually got this one fairly ready to go. It's just about ready for some primer. We're going to be working on this other side here now too, and hopefully by the end of the day we're going to have actually all of this taken care of. You guys ready to get hammered? Yeah, I am. Let's do some hammer painting. So we got this other wheel ready to go. We got our cards in there to keep the tire from getting paint all over. It's just excess work to try and clean that paint off the rubber. So we're gonna get a couple coats on this, and then we're gonna flip it over after it dries, do the other side, and both the rims will be done by that point. All right, let that dry. All right, so I told you guys I was going to show you a trick on how to get these little placards off here. What you want to do is take some fishing line. This is only 8-pound test, so it's pretty thin. If you have some heavier test line, it doesn't dig into your fingers as much. But you're just going to get it underneath the end of the placard, and we're just going to saw back and forth. And it's just kind of sawing through that adhesive that holds it on. Oh, there it starts to go. And there we go. We got the placard off. And no, it's not going back on. So we have got this very well tore down here. So just a couple things. While I've got all these plastics off, I'm gonna get the back tire put back on since it's painted and ready to go now. But what I wanna do, pressure wash this whole thing in here before I get the plastics put back together. How are you guys doing? No, seriously, how you guys doing? We have all the pieces painted. I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So we've got the pieces that aren't already installed. Actually getting ready to throw some graphics on this part of the scooter right here on each side. And here is the graphics that I came up with. All right, you guys. This is one of the side skirt pieces, but it's going to look cool on there when this is all put together. I've already got the decal prepared, which means I've printed it out. I've weeded it, which means I've gotten all the excess around all the letters peeled out, and then I've laid a transfer paper over the top. All right, I've already marked center on this. We're going to take our little squeegee, make sure these vinyl stickers are stuck down well enough, and then we will peel the transfer paper off. I think that looks pretty cool. So we are actually needing to powder coat a couple little things here just because we can. I'm going to take these brake levers off right now, and we are going to get these powder coated. All right, we are back on this flip scooter again. We've made quite a bit of progress on there. As you can see, we have got quite a bit done on it as far as paint. We do have some of the decals on there already looking good. So here's the reality, guys. I had a ton of fun fixing up this scooter. I didn't really know I was going to take it that far. I just was wanting to get it running and flip it and make some money off of it. But decided, you know what, I'm going to try and make this thing look a little cooler. I think I did a great job doing that. I think it looks pretty sharp. So I'm going to take you guys out and show you what it looks like really quick. You guys can drop a comment below. Let us know what you think of it. Let us know if we went too far, didn't go far enough. What would you have done? We're always looking for that kind of stuff. Get ideas of what other people might want to do. So we're going to take you out to take a look at this thing. So here it is, guys. We've two-toned it. We've added some graphics. I know I said I was going to put some up here and just decided against it after all was said and done. But we added our RevRendergarage logo up there. There was zip ties on the other side from something that happened to the plastic, so I just measured and mimicked exactly where the other zip ties were to make it look uniform. Added another RevRendergarage right there. Rims have been painted. We got the black luggage rack all powder coated up. We also powder coated, if you remember earlier in the video, those are pretty trash looking. So we got those all buttoned up now. And then we got the lettering down the side, which I think turned out really nice. And you guys can drop a comment in there if you think you know what RRG50X stands for. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with this. So we are going to do another video showing how we tuned this whole thing, because you heard me mention in that video quite a few times we just needed to get it running right. Well, we're going to show you how we did that because we use GPT to do it. So you guys make sure and tune in for that video. Other than that, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching the little Craigslist rebuild on this scooter. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Right now, if you're still watching the video, just hit that little thumbs up button. It helps our channel out so much with the YouTube algorithm, which can be quite a beast sometimes. So having said that, you guys, thank you for tuning in again. RevRender out.
As always, thanks for watching. Tune in every Tuesday and Saturday for new videos. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Those likes really help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, RevRender out.